Hi to the Goldilocks and the Bed community. My name is Katy Uys and I'm a grade 2 teacher in Pretoria. I was approached by the organisation and asked to give some tips on online teaching. I didn't think in a million years that I would find myself in this situation, but the most incredible thing about teachers is that how adaptable we are, and it really is a passionate career that we find ourselves in. So, what better people to ride and adapt to this crazy environment? So, I thought I would break it up into advice for teachers, things that I found really useful on my journey of online teaching, and then to break it up into a second category where parents and kids might find some of these tips a little bit beneficial for their online experience. Um, so the first thing for your online teaching, I know it's so difficult to adapt your home space and your home environment into a classroom. So your teaching space for me is one of the most important when it comes to online teaching. It really does set the precedent of how you're teaching and how your lesson is going to carry on and how it's going to run through. So the one thing I find that natural lighting is the best. I've placed my desk in front of a window. It just kind of lights things up a little bit better, and the kids are able to see you a little bit better. The next thing is to raise your laptop. Um, it's just a better angle, and it also gives you a little bit extra space for your desk and to place all your visual aids around to be easily accessible. The next thing is hand signals. I've discovered that hand signals with my kids have been incredible. Obviously, you don't, it's to eliminate all the distractions and interruptions of kids unmuting their mics and shouting out answers and they're all talking over each other. I've found quite creative ways to get my kids engaged and answering questions using hand signals. So, just for example, I did a really awesome greater than and less than lesson where they've got the signals and they had to show me, I'd shout out the number and they would show me, oh, it's greater than this side or greater than that side. So just little things like that, option 1, 2, and 3, that just kind of, it also gives you an opportunity to kind of see where the kids are at and if they are engaging in the lesson, as well as understanding the curriculum and the outcomes that you're basing your work on. The next thing that I found, which was quite helpful, unfortunately with the app that we're using for our online teaching, only has a grid of 9 students, and I've got 25 kids in my class for online. So it's really difficult. I don't see more than half of my kids. So what I've derived, a little sneaky plan, is that the kids that I know that need a little bit of extra attention, they are they're distracted a little bit easier. I make sure before I mute mics that I engage with those kids quickly so they come up onto my grid and they'll remain there for the rest of my lesson so I can kind of see if they are understanding, if they're not distracted by their home environment, and it just gives me an opportunity to kind of lock in with them and just say, that's an awesome answer, hold it up to the screen for me, have you got your pencil, just to kind of really keep them on track and understanding the work. The next thing is to really make your lessons practical and fun. This is not a normal teaching in classroom environment, so why not kind of use everything that we can in our arsenal to make things really fun and engaging for the kids. We don't usually have these elaborate environments that we are exposed to, and the kids really do find it more personal and approachable if they are required to go find something in their homes. They're really proud of it as well, and they'll be a lot more motivated to work to kind of show their friends a little bit of themselves as well. Also, I think it's also so important to engage with your kids. I know that it's so difficult. We've got only really short brackets to get through the curriculum and make sure that they're understanding it, but this is not a normal teaching environment at all. I mean, there's nothing normal about this, and we're all winging it as we go. So I think the more that we are personally engaging with our kids, we're giving them comfort and still letting them know that we're their teacher and we're here for them, and that we understand that this is really difficult. So I try and take a couple of minutes to engage with half of my kids before my lesson, and then the next at the end I give all my instructions and my teaching of my outcomes, and then at the end of the lesson I engage with the second half of my kids just to touch base, how's things going, just that eye contact, I recognize you, I can see your little brother running around in the background, just something like that, that they know that their teacher is there for them and it's not just a screen. The next thing that is also really important is that these kids are missing their friends so much. I mean, a huge part of school life is the social aspect of it. And, a lot of these kids are also, only children where they aren't engaging with their peers and kids their similar age. So I also do try and make an effort. I know it's very disruptive, but just to try and get the kids to at least just wave to their friends or just do a shout out. I often get my kids to pull funny faces at each other. It's literally, it takes 2 minutes, their mics are still muted, and they get to kind of just engage and just chat with each other because they really do miss each other. I found that a lot of my kids in my class. And then the next thing is just try and make things as fun as possible. I've started a little initiative with my class as a Fun Friday. So every Friday we do something silly or fun. It doesn't interrupt my teaching time at all, but it's just a little something that the kids can get a little bit more motivated and engaged. The one day we had a funny hat day. The next day it was our readathon week. So we did a teddy tea party where the kids could all bring their favorite story, and I read stories while they all cuddled up with their teddies and bought their favorite books, and they were able to show their books and show the title and the author and the illustrator. So it's still just incorporating those skills that they are going to be learning at school, but in a more fun and dynamic and practical way. So I hope your teachers find this useful, and I take my hat off to all of you guys. It's been an incredible journey, but I know that we'll get through this, and our kids and parents are going to be so grateful for it.